Let's see here. All right. Good morning, everyone. Kevin the Toy Smuggler here. And today I'm going to talk about Star Wars Black Series. And I know you guys, this is always a hot topic. Toy collectors nowadays is this. It's not really so much as what's the new figure coming out. It's more, I'd say most of the debates are usually on or I guess malfunction of the articulation and stuff like that. That's always a huge topic. It seems like that hits, I think, a little bit more on the reviews than it does the actual figure that's coming out. It's usually articulation and usually some kind of knee joint or ankle joint that has a lot of fire going on, so to speak, and or the photo. Here, I got one to prove here a little bit closer. I just picked this up a couple weeks ago. See how well she's going to come in here. All right, it's a new photorealism and stuff like that. And I think overall, guys, I think we need to kind of give Hasbro a touch of a break here. This is only 6 inches tall here. So, I mean, to get such a realistic look on something that's barely that can barely fit in a half-inch cube, I think we need to, quit pressuring Hasbro. I mean, they're really doing a good job. And on this figure alone, I think altogether on Gina's figure is really good as far as all the joints, everything is lined up. Her ankle joints, very seamless. That's something I've noticed even in some of the new, more not guess in the new one, but about a couple years ago, even a lot of the WWE figures, their ankle joints seems like that's where everybody's trying to get the extra motion, to get the extra poses and stuff, and that is a good hot spot that tends to get a little wonky. So, but there's just not much to work with there, guys. And I think once they kind of get this figured out, I think we just need to. I just don't understand how much more can you get out of this size figure. I know they're pushing right now the realistic figures, the 10-inch scale figures, and I honestly think, I guess they're trying to create a hybrid between this and Hot Toys Sideshow kind of product. And that's fine, but I mean, I don't like paying north of $20 for a figure, and even at 10-inch scale, I don't want to pay $80 to $100 for it. I just don't want to do that. So I don't know, it's starting to get a little bit pricey, and I think overall, most people concerned, we like to see the price come down a few bucks, not create more products that are outrageous, like the new Black Series Land Speeder, not Land Speeder, sorry, but Snow Speeder, which looks amazing. I think that from what I can tell, just from the photos that are out, the Snow Speeder, God, man, that's going to be a really nice one to get if you can afford it. I just don't see myself, even at the $120 marker, do I want to drop $120 for it? Because I honestly, after looking at it and just kind of guessing the size compared to, I don't know, compared to the Luke's Land Speeder, which is a vehicle, roughly same scale. It's the same scale Black Series, holds 2 people. I don't really see, I got these little Tusken Raider heads here. Set these off to the side. I don't see it being much bigger than this. So not by much. So, but yet we got this at the $40 range, and then it quickly jumped up to $60 really fast on the secondary market. And so to pay double that for a Snow Speeder, I just really see it's going to be a touch ridiculous, considering we got this between $40 and $60. See, Orel, thank you for joining me this morning. See, doing good on the lockdown, which as a professional artist, I'm in lockdown a lot anyway. I get trapped in my office or my room for weeks upon weeks. So to me, I've not noticed a whole much of a difference here. So that's probably the worst thing about being a professional artist. To get any amount or quality of work done, we have to put ourselves in isolation, because if we are constantly around a whole lot of people, it's just too much distraction. I don't get me wrong, I can do stuff live at events, but that's, I pick and choose the times. I gotta get mentally prepared for that. I'd rather just be in my office and it be stone quiet, maybe something on the YouTube faint in the background, but you know, I'm used to being in isolation. A lot of people are going stir crazy. I've not found it to be that big of a deal. So yeah, you're not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of it either. And I think, like I said, I just think they're just trying to create a product that, like I said, with the kind of the look and the feel and the price point being somewhere between the Black Series and the Hot Toys thing. That's what I think they're doing. But like I said, the biggest point I'm trying to make across here is I don't see that snow speeder being very slightly bigger in this, but yet the price point already is double than what we pay for this. And what makes me upset, I'm glad they made the DAC figure, which I have nothing against that, and it even looks good. But considering you're creating a ship that's going to be high dollar anyway, why do you feel like you have to tack on that extra figure? Because that's automatically jumps the price up $20-$30, which I think they should all be set. We didn't need another Luke. I mean, they ended up they had the first Luke, then they changed the face of the Luke, and then they came out with Luke with this. It's just ridiculous. I mean, if they want to throw in maybe all the accessories that this Luke came with this, that's fine. Maybe a different head to show that it, but the whole entire body was just totally unnecessary. It's just a rouge that these companies make to where, well, we make this, then they're forced to buy it because they come together. And I just think, you know, if that you have to use cheap tactics like that just to make a sale, I just don't see. I just think that's shady. If you should just be concentrating on cool products that the customers love, and quality. Then the sales are going to happen on their own. You shouldn't have to rely on cheap tricks at all. And so I'm kind of concerned. I mean, we got the Mandalorian is the only lifeblood right now. I finally found one of those. Great figure, and they got the new one coming out, all shiny and everything like that. He's probably going to be even more of a turd than this guy right here to try to get your hands on. And right now, the Mandalorian is the only focus that I'm going to have for his Black Series. I got these two, and I got the IG-88, whatever the name of that one was called. I found that one at a reasonable price. But I don't see myself, I think, for right now, for his Black Series, I just see them probably, unfortunately, jumping back and just doing a lot of different remakes, probably updating faces and junk like that. The only other interesting one that I've seen lately that is, I think, was the Probe Droid, and I think it came out at a decent price. I got to hold one of them. I already had the chance to buy one, and I didn't buy it. The only odd thing was it come in the big deluxe box. It was light as a feather. Now, I actually kind of expected this to have just a touch little weight, and I honestly think I have. Let's see, where's mine? Yeah. One of my favorite, and this is not a Black Series, this is the diecast series. I almost wish that they made that Probe Droid diecast, because the droids tends to work a little bit better. And I think the design of the Probe Droid, I think you could have hid a lot of the screws. And that's another thing, Hasbro. I don't know if you're the ones actually pulling these off. I can't remember reading the back of the box. Is anywhere on the back of them, that they look great from the front, but boom, then from the back, they're just riddled with these crazy holes. But on droids, there's so many cool options where, say, if he didn't, see, this one don't even have any screws holes. I mean, God, this is like the perfect droid figure right here. And so just make sure that's coming through the camera. And guys, if you have missed out on this figure, I think they're like $35 or $40. Try to find you one of these. Hey, the weight, it's just the high quality here. But I think on a lot of the droids, if they get just a little creative and create decorative plugs, hide the screws, like, for example, let's see if this can come over here. All right, see that round piece right there? That's some kind of decal like that can be a spot to where a screw hole, and then this piece pops into the hole to hide the screw hole. They can get really creative with it to hide all these different parts. And I thought, well, you know, the Probe Droid would have been so cool to have that weight. But like I said, it's just light as a feather, and that just, I don't know, it kind of had a cheap feel to it. But as far as the look, the look looked amazing. So, I guess that's one of those I really need to take it out of the package to kind of get a better sense of it and everything. And like I said, that's where it's not really a concern. I just don't see me as a collector being over excited to the things that come as far as the Black Series. I just don't see it going to a really good place. Like I said, and what's kicked me off on this whole tangent is, like I said, the snow speeder coming in at $120. I just think that is a ridiculous high number. And the sad part is they really want people to jump on us. We won't. There's so many great little vehicles I think they can do in this line, but with those price points, they're only shooting themselves in the foot, I believe, and that's the saddest part. Let's see here. See, have you seen the Black Series Admiral Akbar Ewok Tebow? See, yeah, they both look really good. I mean, like I said, I think that's where Hasbro really needs to do some concentrating on, is going back to the regular the first trilogy. I really think, because the only new figure that's out right now that I found pretty interesting is the new wave with the Bespin Han. I like the Bespin Leia. I have not, only Bespin Leia I got is the there's been two versions, and I only got this version right here. See if she'll come in. But the other one where she's got the vest and everything, that's the one. I think that one looks really nice and stuff like that. So, I mean, but the rest of them was all pretty much redos. Once again, which is fine. Like I said, it just gives more people chances to own a Bespin Luke, which, the first run was impossible to get a hold of and stuff like that. So, and I think they need to make, a few more X-Wing fighter Luke Skywalkers. I mean, any figure back in when all this kind of started that was a kind of stupid, impossible to get a hold of, I think they really need to come out. Even if they make a slight paint job change, you need to give everyone a chance to own a certain figure and quit making these short runs to where your bulk of your collector cannot get their hands on it. I just don't, and I never thought that was a wise choice on such. This is Star Wars. This is not a niche deal. This we got fans from across 4 generations here. So I think you need to concentrate more on the wide variety, and then have a few small select things that your crazy collector will go after that. But you always need to have a counterpart to that for your regular people. Like I said, because I will never make a special trip to go to Disney to buy a certain figure. I don't care what you pull out. I will never do it. I will never go to a certain con just to pick up a certain figure. I'm just not. That's just too stressful. And you're paying 3 and 4 times as much for the figure. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, and it's not that the price tag on the figure, but if I have to go 4 or 5 states away, buy the convention ticket, buy a hotel, the drive, the cost of the food. I mean, unless I'm already going to be a special guest at that event, then I'm not going to waste my time. And then it better be a figure that I really, really like. And most of those, I mean, I'm tired of seeing Boba Fett's come out. I mean, it's ridiculous. And as most of the Boba Fett's come out is the ones we can't hardly get our hands on. And it's just, it takes the fun out of it. So, like I said, where I'm hanging my hat, kind of give everybody an update, should be receiving Thursday, I think. I got the parts ordered, doing a restoration on a Mego Robin. Let's see the bag. Apologize, guys. I kept it in the bag, keep it from getting any dirtier. The Mego Robin here. Doing a restoration on it. Got everything coming that I need. The body's in great shape. Just needs a little cleaning on the face. And got a package coming for him. He should turn out really nice. Looking forward to doing that. I got some apes coming in today, so either later tonight or tomorrow morning, I'll be doing videos on the new apes that are coming in. So. Or I don't know if you got to see my ape video, but all the ones I had, all the different little pieces, I got those 2 cleaned up. If you want to check it out, since you're joining me, I'll give you a special look here. There's a ape soldier and Dr. Zayas. So I took all those crazy pieces and got them all cleaned up and Got them looking good, and all the extra accessories for the soldier here comes in today. So I got them looking really good. So altogether, by the end of this week, I'll have a total of 6 from the Planet Apes. So the only thing I'm looking at doing is making a custom tailor. So that should be a lot of fun. So back to Star Wars. I just think Star Wars, with not having a big movie out, I think they really need to. I know they got some kind of a focus going on the Mandalorian, and I hope they really twist their gears and really focus on the Mandalorian right now and do some good quality work with it. Keep doing what I think the story, as far as the storyline is going good. I hope they take some focus off this Baby Yoda. I think from something that was good has already turned annoying. I mean, everybody keeps asking me, am I going to get one? If I up and come across it, fine. If I don't, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Because I already, what was starting off to be an interesting and cool storyline has turned out to be a merchandising oh my gosh, what I don't fiasco is, I guess, is a really good word for it. And they really took something that was just a simple, good storyline and just, man, they're on that dog and they will not let it go. It's become very ridiculous. Justin, good morning. Thank you for joining me. See about the Black Series and Star Wars figures. I think collectors totally agree with. Well, I'm glad. Like I said, I talked to a lot of you guys here on the videos, and I talked to a lot of people at the Battlegrounds Comics and Games. So usually a lot of times when I'm dropping stuff that'll restore, I kind of mingle in the store, get to talk to some of the fans that are there, and I usually try to help them out find stuff. And usually if they're really looking for something hard, I'll even go upstairs and dig for them. So I get a lot of good one-on-one with you guys, the fans. And because, like I said, me getting, not only do I do toy restoration, right now I'm in kind of a development and creating my own toys. And that's something that, I've always, what I was always loved to see. See, when I was a kid, you had, before He-Man was popular and a lot of these other toy lines, I love these just generic, like King Arthur type toys, sci-fi toy lines, the lines that didn't have a big movie, but yet they was really cool and interesting to look at. And that's something, like I said, with the, see here we go. I'll use the Star Trek guy here. I got my figure put. That's something I'm looking at doing, is trying to develop some 8-inch scale, unique story. I got my Starman story that me and Tim Smith are working on. So we're creating a line of figures with that. We got these skeleton guys who's kind of robotic, but they kind of got a fantasy King Arthur feel to them, or the Jason and the Argonauts kind of feel. So that's something that we're trying to develop, is something very indie feel, something that has that independent retro vibe that just looks fun and stuff like that. Because that's one thing I loved at being a kid. When you grab like the Planet of the Apes figures, that's sci-fi, man. When you see an ape man holding a gun, riding a horse, man, you just don't see cool toys. Right now, you could put that whole line of Mego ape toys on the shelf, and I'm curious how the new digital age kids would react. I would love to see their faces and look at that and kind of turn their head to kind of see how they would react to that. And because I would like to be just part of a toy line that was just based on true sci-fi fantasy fun without some big movie push. I just would like the toys and the creative looking package sitting on a shelf be the eye catcher, to be the draw. And maybe I love the little mini comic type thing inside the He-Man. That really gave them such a, like I said, when I started playing with them, the cartoon wasn't out yet. And that was just so much fun getting the new figure and reading the new little book. And it just added to the play value and stuff. And it's very interactive. And then when the cartoon came by, man, and I just don't understand. Everyone knows the success on how that works, but no one's doing it right now. And that just, like, why? But everyone wants to gripe and complain how toys aren't selling. Unfortunately, when the toys now and with connected to big movies, you have a limited window of 3 to 4 months selling. Time that movie comes out, within 2 weeks, the sales of the figure starts dropping incredibly. Versus when I was a kid, movie came out, you got the figures, and you kept buying figures. That high lasted a lot longer. Nowadays, it seems like the attention span is just not there, and that's why I think instead of making toys off movies, they really need to go back to the original formula and make more toys off of a cartoon series that can come out on a regular basis. I think that's what's going to help Mandalorian out. I think the biggest thing they got to do is keep a good pace on keeping the new TV shows coming out. If they ever drop the ball and it gets delayed, that's going to kill them. And luckily, they got I think all their filming done before this whole Corona craziness happened. So they should have their editors, which they don't need a big crowd to edit. So the Mandalorian should stay right on schedule. So let's just hope they keep being creative, so to speak, and pick wise choices for figures. And like I said, I think they always need to go back to the original trilogy, because I think that it will always be the heart of Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the prequels, and I have quite a bit of negative to say about the last movies, but I just don't think about it and talk about those a whole lot, because it just, if like my dad said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything. So, but I think like Rogue One, and there's another thing, like stormtroopers, you should be able to keep a stormtrooper consistently coming out all the time. Stormtroopers should be just everywhere, affordable. To the point to where they're not more valuable than $20. I would really love, they need to flood the market with stormtroopers so much that anybody and everybody wants one. They can just easily go to any store, Target, Walmart, whatever, and just find one. I think they need to flood the market, because that is a figure that will always sell. That should be in any Star Wars project. They should always be a stormtrooper. Simple as that. So, but guys, that's my thoughts here on what I think is going on with Black Series. And like I said, I'm not going to be doing much of a focus anymore on it. Like I said, my focus is more this retro style figures. Like I said, I'm really getting into apes and getting into designing my own 8-inch line and stuff. This has become fun, and I think that's where a lot of people get misdirected with collecting. It ends up to be not fun, and it ends up to be a hassle, money restraints, and all this stuff. And I'm here to say, looking for these guys and finding a couple really good sellers to help me out and fixing them up, cleaning them up. This has just been so rewarding this past month to get involved with the Planet Apes. These were like my first toys as a kid, and I just have not had really a great chance to get back involved with them. And I'm so glad this opportunity come up, because I was really kind of like, collecting was kind of getting to be a strain there for a little bit, just not fun. And now with this little explosion and me working on my own 8-inch line, it's really invigorated. And so I done see the path of fun. I'm going to hang on to that path, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to kind of get away from this stress. Star Wars is just too stressful anymore, guys. Star Wars is supposed to invoke fantasy and imagination and fun, and all it is no matter what Star Wars form you get on, someone's griping and complaining about something. It's just, there's always some sort of drama. And I hope all you Star Wars fans take this as not as me being ugly, but we all just need to chill out. It's just toys. It's just a movie. Just get over it. Enjoy it. If you don't like it, fine. Sorry, there's going to be so many more things in the future that's going to be made that we're just not going to like. And I'm hoping there's going to be more things to come that we will like. So I just think this freedom of press that YouTube and Facebook give us, I think sometimes it's just a little too much freedom. And I think people need to guard negativity a little bit. And like I said, here I've not said a lot of nice things, but I did it in a very polite way where I'm not bashing Hasbro. I actually feel sorry for them, because they can't figure it out. And I really wish they would. And I think if they would just stop and talk to some people who really love the product, and if they just go back to what made Star Wars great and why everybody fell in love with it. I think if they go back down that path, I think the outcome's going to be a little bit better. Thank you so much. Like I said, guys, this is, before you say anything negative on Facebook or YouTube, step back from the situation, really think it over. And like I said, if you just don't have anything nice, just don't engage. Because a lot of times if you engage, in someone and their hyper negativity, all you're doing sometimes is just throwing fuel on the fire, and we don't need those kind of people fired up on these forums. We really don't. Like I said, I try to make the Toy Smuggler show something where you can voice your opinion, even if I don't agree with you. I'm not going to be blasting. As long as you tell me your opinion in a professional manner, I'm here to, to engage. Let's talk about it. There's no, we're all adults here, guys. So let's just chill out and agree to disagree sometimes if we have to. Let's see here. Jordell, hey, like I said, you catch me here right on the end and stuff like this, but I got to get ready to leave here in a couple of minutes. So, guys, like I said, just be good to each other. Help someone out with information. If you got something to sell, you're looking to buy, just like I said, just get out there, mingle with each other, get to know each other, and like I said, be positive on your comments. And if you come across something you just don't like or you totally disagree, in the long run, it's probably best you just keep on floating. Just don't worry about it, because if you don't watch it, when you voice your opinion with the wrong people, like I said, sometimes I think you're just going to add gas to a fire and just make the situation worse. Because them kind of toxic people, that's what they are. They're toxic. And like I said, I think we just need to stay on the positive side. Even though I don't like a lot of things Hasbro's doing, I am kind of excited to see what new things come out for the Mandalorian. And I didn't even talk about this, the new ATST, which is it's the same ATST, but they got the Clat 2, I think, figure with it and everything. And all they did, they took the same toy that not everybody showed a whole lot of interest in, done a little bit better paint job, added some new colors to it, and boom. But here's the smart recipe, guys. They took a show that everybody was watching. They took an old toy. They see that whoever come up with this one was smart. They made an episode out of it and focused that scout walker in there and made it one episode, made it a focal point, gave it a slightly different look, got a little bit imaginative, took an old classic and vamped it up a little bit, and boom, now you got a cool toy out for sale. And I didn't know they was going to come out with this, and I seen it this weekend. Boom, simple recipe. Take something classic, highlight it in a popular show, change it, spruce it up, make it a little bit better quality, put it in the now, boom, you got a hit. I see that one being a very hard one to get your hands on. So, hey, good morning, Tim. Guys, I hate to say hey and run, but I got to get out of here and stuff. Please go back and replay this. Please share this with your friends. Let everybody know about the Toy Smuggler. Guys, thank you for joining so much. It means a lot to me. And guys, just keep up. Like I said, I may have an update late tonight or sometime in the morning about some Planet of the Apes stuff and some other project that I'm working on and everything. But guys, thank you so much. Like I said, I got a lot of cool things. And one of my goals this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers and up. I think we should. I honestly, with your guys' help, I think we can really hit the 2,000 marker before this year's over with. We just got to get out there and share some things. And guys, my other marker is I'm going to be hitting 200 plus videos this year. This is a video 106, and boom, I'm going to be well over 200 before this year's over with. I'm committed on doing this on a regular basis. So just keep an eye out for me, guys. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. I'm the Toy Smuggler. You guys have a great day. Appreciate it, John. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much, man. Catch y'all later, guys.